Back to another episode of the Algorithm Podcast.
We back.
We get to do a music episode today,
which I'm pumped for. And I feel like we haven't fucking done an episode in like weeks. I mean, I know you guys.
You haven't done an episode.
Yeah, I haven't done it in weeks.
Forever.
I feel like it's been forever, and it really hasn't been that long.
Might be a little rusty.
Yeah, no, I'm in there. But I got them oiled up.
And they're like swimwear. last music episode we did, which.
Was it the first one we did? That was the first
music episode we did.
The second one
was Mr. XXX Tentacion.
Yeah, which I always struggle saying. So I'm
about to like, hold on.
Okay. There you
go. XXX was our first music episode. Did pretty well. We're gonna kind of keep the trend of I'm not gonna say controversial artists, but like artists with huge followings.
Yeah.
Like. Artists that made huge impacts, like, and we're also not just going to do straight hip hop either. Like, I think we're going to do like an Eagles episode.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
REO Speedway.
We're gonna come with a bunch of stuff, like especially
I'll do a fucking Elvis episode, bro, just because of like what he had behind it.
Yeah, like you said, impactful stuff. So it's like we are big hip hop fans, but we also follow a lot of different music, even old stuff. So. We're going to come with a bunch of different stuff on the music.
Yeah, in today's episode, we get to talk about... So, I listen to everything. Hip-hop, rap, R&B, alternative, country, all that shit. We get to do an episode today on who I believe is the greatest recording artist, maybe I might say that, of all time. I think he's the greatest recording artist. Yeah. The type of person just get up in the studio... and do a song. I think he's the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about this guy's recording process, it's like you've never seen anything like it. Like Wayne might come to mind when you think of this guy, but like this guy is like off the cuff, like right now. Don't mess up. It's a hit every single time. Like I don't see anybody touching it, man.
And in the X episode, I talk about how I never really gave SoundCloud rap a chance, and I didn't realize how good this kid was until I hate saying this, until after he died. Like, I didn't really dive into him. Like, I knew some of his shit, obviously. I mean,
he snuck up though, bro. Like, it was just like you heard a little bit, and you're like, you know how it is kind of with new artists. Sometimes you're like, is this gonna be a guy? Is he gonna be one of those? And then like this guy just instantly hit, shot to the top, and it was just hit after hit after hit until his passing.
And then obviously who we're talking about, we haven't even said his name yet, is Juice WRLD.
Yes, sir.
Juice the Kid.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jared Higgins. Where was I gonna go? Like I said, I didn't really know how good this kid was until obviously he passed away, which, I mean, you can say I'm not a real fan if you want. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I listen to this dude every fucking day. I've told you that. His talent, who did we, like, you even said, like, you could maybe compare him to Wayne, but I just don't think there's nobody.
No, because it's like, Wayne is Wayne, and he does the music that he does. It's like this kid was just, like, could hit every genre. And he could prove it in every genre too. Like that's one of the things that like has always stuck out to me, because like I said, he kind of snuck up. I gave him the shot of like listening to his music, but then you go see this kid like on these freestyles on Tim Westwood and like any of these platforms he was going and doing interviews on, and it's just like
just vlog
non-stop.
freestyles.
It's like he can rap over classic boom bap beats. He can make emo songs. He can in a freestyle a hook and some of those that were actually turned into songs.
I think in the Westwood freestyle, I think I heard Vlad say he did like 15 or 20 songs. He put like 15 or 20 songs in that freestyle.
Yeah, and just never stopped.
Yeah.
The beat would switch. He would make a whole new song.
Eminem actually talked about that, and M was like, what he did, because it was over, like a lot of it was over Eminem,
Eminem
beats.
Yeah.
And M like gave him his flowers. Like what he fucking did. Like M said there might have been just a little bit of written in there just to finish the line.
Right.
But what he did, like M said, they would just sit and just try to practice what he did. And this kid was, I think, when he did the Westwood freestyle, I think he was 19 or 20.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. Like I mean, you know, maybe a lot of our viewers out there don't know, but like I made music at one point, and like that's kind of how it goes. Like I've freestyled before, and like when it comes down to it, like a lot of I wrote. You know, I never was like in the studio. Just stuff pops in your head. Everything's a freestyle. Like you might write it down, but like the things are coming to your head. It's
You're in the
like,
booth, and this
it's that
comes
processing. It's like a computer with this kid. Like he's processing it so fast, it just comes out, and it's like his ability to do that is like second to none, man.
So you've recorded music in a professional studio type environment, so you've actually had to write music.
Yeah.
How hard is it to sit down and write a smash hit in 5 fucking minutes?
I mean, I never wrote a smash hit. Like I consider some of my stuff like decent, but like to sit and just...
What about an album in 3 days?
No, I mean...
An album that hit
insane to me,
number
like,
1 in 3 days.
Even like the formatting of things, like the way, like, this is what a lot of people don't understand. Like when you're actually recording music, like there's, you know, like whether you have a 16-bar verse, you know, 4-bar hook, whatever it is in the hip hop world, like there's formatting. Like these words have to fit in certain places where the beat changes, and it's like it's insane how this kid could literally just
ride the
like I said, it was like a computer processing it. The bars came to him, the format came to him so easy that it just came out right now, and it's like I could never do that. Like,
no,
bro, it would take me a half hour just to sit and write, and then I would have to almost go like the way I wrote. Like I would come out with like ideas, and then like I would have to go back and format it and bring in fill words and stuff. And it's just like, to me, it makes it that much more impressive. And like when you see like other people that record music can see that too. Like it's insane, bro. It's so impressive.
His number 1 song is Lucid Dreams, and it has almost 4 billion streams on Spotify.
Insane.
Right?
Stop.
15 minutes
Yeah.
is how long it took him to put Lucid Dreams together.
Well, yeah, and like we'll probably touch on this in some of the written stuff that we go over, but like a lot of this stuff is like he would just get in the booth and he would record like 3 songs to one beat, and then just be like, all right, here, whichever one you
yeah,
think's
everybody
best.
like real Juice people know, like he would just go over a beat. Benny would put on a beat. We've covered
Juice.
Juice.
Really sticks out is the
Yeah.
beat.
Yeah, we've covered Juice before on a different show, and I mean, we didn't really get to cover a lot of his backstory. We just kind of like paid homage to Juice.
Yeah,
like,
it was
we're
more of
gonna
a
cover-
conversation about Juice instead of like really diving into his life. And
there's gonna be like a beginning, a middle, and an end, and obviously like this is like the pre-conversation to set up the conversation. Like real people that know Juice like would know he would go into a booth and the instrumental would play.
Yeah.
And he would just rap through the instrumental, and it'd cut off, and then he'd say, bring it back. And he would do a completely different song, and it'd be just as good, if not better.
Yeah, and I kind of went off my point a minute ago. Like, as we're like, with me, like even freestyling back in the day, like some of the stuff you write, it just like sticks in your head forever. So it's like you can recycle those things and like flip them around and put them where you want them. It's like, it really blows your mind if you think about it in that light, to where like he can just, because you know some of his stuff had like similar, you know, endings, or he would use, you know, some of the same words, but like just the way it would come out, like formatted perfectly. Like
also like to be able to do that freestyle like that and then have so much volume.
Yeah.
Like the amount of songs and like like freestyles that he did, and I've never really heard of, like, it's all different fucking wordplay.
Yeah.
It's all different shit. Like he'll rap about fucking the drugs, he'll rap about fucking love, he'll rap about fucking riding. Like it's just all different shit.
Yep.
Like
and never miss, like bar for bar. Like you'll hear people freestyle and they might mess up a little, you know, like, I mean, even some of the best rappers out now, like there's a J. Cole freestyle. He raps over an old Mike Jones beat on LA Leakers, and he's just spazzing out, bro, and he messes up at the end, and he just stops, and they're all like, damn, like Juice would
fucking, even if Juice fucked up, he would make a freestyle about fucking up.
Yeah, and he'd keep it going, and it would just be fire. Like,
right.
That's the difference, man.
Yeah.
He was just levels ahead of people when it came to that, his recording process, and just the way he processes things right now, real time.
Before we get into the meat of the episode, Be sure to follow the socials.
Got to.
Every Wednesday on YouTube.
Yep.
Every Thursday on Spotify.
Yep.
Follow the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Go check out the reels. Go check out.
If you're
the
not
shorts.
the type of person to sit through like a 40-minute to an hour episode, go check out the shorts.
Yeah.
We get to the punches in the shorts.
Yeah. And they're doing really good. Like,
Doing really well. I mean, the shorts are just like, I don't know if you're just sitting taking a shit or something. Just
yeah, it's
fucking
like
go watch
watching
the
a
short.
TikTok, man. But you know, that's why I kind of was telling you the other day. It's like I think YouTube's like that really like prove it platform. Like you see a lot of faking out here on Facebook, and you know, TikToks might be just a little everybody just scrolling through, and they might not even watch the video. But like when people are really going to look for stuff on YouTube, like that's a place you can't fake it too much.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
Yeah, go check
make
it out.
make the reels just pop up. When you subscribe, that shit happens like on a snap of a finger.
Yeah, shout out to WRLD, man, on the edits. This boy has been going.
Getting better.
Bammer.
I'm getting
They've
better.
all been flame, bro, for real.
Yep. Next week's episode. Let's go ahead and talk about next week's episode.
Okay.
Next week's episode, we'll do, I would imagine, I know Erica will be back, but I would imagine Tiffany will be back too.
Yeah, she's coming, yep.
Next week's episode, we get back into true crime, the Murder on Murders.
All murders, bro. This
Yeah,
one's a
that
crazy
shit.
one. This one's a crazy one.
It's one of them ones. Yeah, like the Delphi shit. This is one of them ones that has a lot of shit behind it.
Yep.
Let's get into Juice WRLD.
Let's go.
Juice, whose real name was Jared Higgins, was born on December 2nd, 1998, and raised in Chicago's south suburbs by his mother after his parents divorced when he was 3 years old. He demonstrated an affinity for music at an early age, and by the time he was 6 years old, his mother had signed him up for music lessons. He could memorize songs and learn how to play a new instrument, piano, percussion, and later guitar in just days, impressing his teachers. By his second year of high school, Juice was uploading songs that he recorded on his cell phone to SoundCloud under the name Juice the Kid, a reference to the movie Juice, which came out in 1992, in which Tupac's character sported a haircut similar to Juice. He later shifted to the name Juice WRLD. Quote, "I'm not even honestly sure where the word world came from," he told an interviewer in 2018. "I was just trying to be creative," which we just talked about that. So also, this doesn't have... Not only did his name Juice come from the movie Juice, it also came from MC Juice, and he also said Soulja Boy had a mixtape with something Juice in it, and he was a big Soulja Boy fan. And we also talked about the handle.
Yep.
The Juice WRLD, like the spelling of world came from the fact that Juice WRLD, WORLD, was actually taken on Twitter,
taken,
so he just put
Change the
WRLD. World... Go ahead.
That's real, like the Juice reference. He had the same haircut from the Juice movie. Because there's like, you can go find it on YouTube right now. There's actually a bunch of
I'll have video. I'll have
battling
videos.
in high school.
Yep.
He's battling people in high school in the hallway, and then there's another one where he's actually in class and he's battling somebody, and he's got the Juice haircut.
He shoots his very first music video in class. I'm gonna have that in this video.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, and it's fire. Like he's just on a desk, like just fucking going crazy. Yeah.
What do you think the teachers were allowing that to happen, or they were just doing whatever the fuck they wanted?
Bro, it was Chicago.
Yeah,
they don't
that's
give
what I
a
was about to
fuck.
They're like fucking teachers,
Yeah,
bro.
they don't give a fuck.
All right, here we go. Juice released his first EP, Juice WRLD 999, on SoundCloud in 2017. The same year he graduated from high school. The collection of singles was produced by DT and Nick Mira, two high schoolers Juice met on Twitter. The project attracted the attention of big names in the music scene, including Waka Flocka, and eventually reached Cole Bennett, the founder of the music promotion company Lyrical Lemonade. Juice and Bennett began working on a music video for All Girls Are the Same, and they posted it to YouTube on February 25th, 2018. It exploded in popularity overnight, and by June, another single from the EP, Lucid Dreams, had reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, later peaking at number 2.
So I'm not sure if this formatted episode gets into Lil Bibby or not, but Lil Bibby's the one that actually, well, his brother kind of found Juice, and his brother brought him to Bibby.
Yeah, G Money found him and brought him to Bibby and was like, "I really want you to sign this kid."
Yeah. And then
he
Bibby
found Lucid Dreams, I think, is what happened.
Yeah. Well, they tried to push All Girls
Yeah.
to Bibby, and then Bibby was like, well, All Girls at the time was like Juice's most streamed song on Spotify, but Bibby has a fucking knack for finding talent.
Yeah.
And he was sorting through, and he found fucking Lucid Dreams, and was like, that's the one. And he actually is the one who linked Juice up with Cole Bennett.
Yeah, with Cole. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing is because like Bibby at the time was like kind of building his success as a rapper.
He was
too.
fired, dude.
Yeah, and he just kind of stepped out the light, and that just kind of shows you like how much they believed in Juice, like right off the bat, because like Bibby just kind of had his momentum going. And bro, I used to love Bibby, bro. I used to listen to every mixtape he dropped. And
That You Ain't Gang shit is fucking hard.
The dude's got like the real gravelly voice.
Oh yeah,
and then
his
he
cadence,
just he just stepped out of limelight, bro, and was just like, I'm just gonna build this. I'm just gonna build this this label and
Grade A
back Juice.
Yeah, he had a Grade A. His label Grade A under Interscope.
Yeah.
The decidedly melancholy track, built on a sample of Sting's "Shape of My Heart," would become a defining moment in the SoundCloud and emo rap movements. Okay, this fucking song we're about to get to is the fact I didn't know this until a little bit later on that it was a fucking sample.
Yeah.
And Sting took fucking what they say
85%, which is wild, bro.
Yeah. The song we're talking about is Lucid Dreams.
Yeah.
The lyrics of Lucid Dreams express an impassioned mixture of rage and sorrow through the relatable woes of heartbreak, while Juice's delivery demonstrates a nonchalant but complex melody of melodic singing and rapping. The catchy hook and iconic instrumental have earned the track more than 2 billion streams on Spotify alone. He later recalled that he recorded the song in about 20 minutes. So fucking get back to Sting for a second. Sting said, this song's gonna pay for my kids' college.
Yeah.
And he actually, like, Nick Mira fucking went the fuck off on Sting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, he was so fucking
Yeah, he went on,
about
like,
it.
a Twitter rant or something.
Yeah.
And, like, really called him out. Maybe it might have been on a live or something.
I'm not sure, but fucking, like, if you asked Juice about it, Juice didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's,
like,
yeah,
because,
that's what it was.
And Bibby said in the Vlad interview that he didn't, I mean, obviously it fucking hurt him, you know, but he's got the kid that he did Lucid Dreams in 15 minutes,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the one.
Yeah,
Which
that's what Juice even said, I think. I don't think he ever said in an interview or something, but maybe Bibby or one of them had said, like, Juice said that song was worth more than any money, and it touched people in a ways that like it never even
Sting
mattered.
actually, I mean, granted he took 85%, but I mean, it is his fucking instrumental.
Yeah.
It's Sting's shit. But Sting actually said he loves the song. Sting actually performs the song at concerts,
Yeah.
which is crazy. He said he loves the interpretation of the song because it stays true to the
actual
song,
song, yeah.
which is kind of cool.
Which
you
is
know?
like, bro, like, why be a bitch then? Like, if you actually like the song, like, there's so many people, there's so many legends out here that just like James Brown, bro. You can sample any of his stuff. He never like to the day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro, you can sample any. Like, there's so many artists that are like that, bro. Like, keep my stuff alive. Like, I don't care your interpretation of it at all. Like, the fact that you look to my music and want to and are gonna keep it alive in that way, like, never cared, bro. There's so many artists like that just they're ready to sue. Like, if anybody even touches their stuff, and it's like, bro, like, you probably could even hit him up and be like, hey, like, let's make a deal or some shit. Instead, you take 85% of the biggest song ever, because it's the most streamed song ever.
Yeah,
on Spotify,
supposedly what happened was fucking they had pushed the music. They wanted the music video so bad that they had pushed it out before they signed the deal with Interscope, because Interscope would have checked that fucking shit.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah,
So
they would have went and got it cleared with Sting, and if not, that's the bad thing about stuff like that.
It could have at
If you
least
don't get
been
it cleared,
50-50.
It might have never came out.
Yeah.
Too. It might have never been officially ever been released.
Yeah, which, I mean, that shit is just insane,
Yeah.
dude.
And then they later did the remix with Uzi.
Oh my god,
Which is
dude.
fire.
That shit's so fire.
Yeah.
Amid the success of Lucid Dreams, Juice signed a deal worth $3 million. With Interscope. His first full-length studio album under the name Juice WRLD, Goodbye and Good Riddance, was released in May 2018. Fire fucking album.
Didn't miss on any of them.
It peaked at number 4 on the Billboard 200's albums list, and as of mid-2023, has spent over 5 years on that list without dropping below the top 100. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
That's actually crazy. In October of 2018, Juice WRLD appeared on Tim Westwood's radio show, putting his freestyling abilities on full display for an improvisational rap that lasted more than an hour. We talked about that in the fucking
That's when I really was like, this dude's a monster. I seen that shit and I was like, because you know, you kind of his style was kind of melodic and he almost sang a lot, so it was like a lot of people might not even respect his rap skills. You know what I mean? When you first come into the game, and like this dude really proved that he could do the shit.
You just have to wrap your mind around that for a second. This dude rapped a song, even if it was written. Okay, let's pretend it was written. He rapped it for an hour. Yeah. We barely have podcasts that last an hour long.
Without fucking up.
Without fucking up. And this dude rapped that shit.
Yeah.
Made songs, freestyle. Yeah. Like, that's
insane.
That's like generational talent type shit.
And it almost makes me think like he rose so fast, like his album only peaked at number 4. Like it was so early in his career that people probably still weren't even giving him a chance, bro. Like if he's, 5 years and these albums start coming out, these are probably number 1 albums, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna get into like what could have been with Juice. Yeah. Like
definitely.
It was just, man. That same month, Juice WRLD released a collaborative album with established Atlanta rapper Future. Also known for his melodic flaws, Future and Juice WRLD represent World on Drugs. Debuted at number 1 on Billboard's top R&B and hip-hop albums chart. Obviously with the push for the Future behind it. Juice, fucking is on record saying, like, before he even started rapping and gotten famous and shit, he was like, I'll feel like I made it once I get a record with Future.
Yeah.
And he fucking
the day I make a record with Future is the day I made it.
This should tell you what Future thought about that kid. The only other fucking artist that Future has a collab with is Drake.
Yeah, exactly. It just shows like he was on that's what's crazy about it. Like you said, wrap your mind around this. Like a kid that's been in the game, probably a year at that point.
Yeah.
Really been in the game probably a year at that point. Does an album, or it was a mixtape, but it sold so many, it sold album equivalent, like I can't even remember what it was.
I'm sure we're going to get to it, but fucking 2 points. He appeared on Astro World.
Yeah.
Like at Travis's peak.
Yeah.
Like that's Astro World. That's fucking I think someone was playing, and how it happened was someone was playing beats for Travis, went during the recording process of Astro World, and they played some of Juice's shit, and Travis pulled him on a fucking track, like, hey, could I use this for one of my fucking tracks? That's insane.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
And Nicki Minaj, Juice went on tour with Nicki. Like, I don't know if you knew that. He went on tour with Nicki. Nicki handpicked him. Yeah. And this is height of Nicki. Like, this is Barbie Nicki.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I want this up-and-coming kid to come fucking open up for me in stadiums.
Yeah.
Like, that says a lot.
Some of the biggest, right there, like a year into the game, some of the biggest artists ever in hip hop are pulling you.
Bro, I was asleep on this kid. Yeah. I was sleeping on this.
Like, I've never been like I don't know. He was kind of like the start for like the emo shit coming back out.
Just like he was like, so when you think of SoundCloud rap, there are some fucking ass.
There's a lot
rappers
of dudes that came in the scene. And you're like, dude, this shit's trash.
But like, he's probably the greatest SoundCloud rapper of all time, right?
Yeah, he's really the one that like pulled that shit into the light, really, like any of that shit.
Him and X, I would say, but like Juice is like shit made SoundCloud rap like, okay, it made these fucking producers and fucking DJs and shit like, look, we got to start paying more attention to SoundCloud.
Yeah. Juice WRLD had many musical influences, mixing Chicago drill reminiscent of Lil Durk and Chief Keef with emo pop punk flair, derived from acts such as Panic at the Disco and Blink-182. He became an exemplar of the SoundCloud rap scene alongside artists of the likes of Lil Peep and XXX and Tentacion. Juice WRLD in the SoundCloud rap genre he helped define, employed sometimes somber, if not
macabre
lyrics with references to homicide and suicide. Flitting between the bars. Drug use is a recurring theme in Juice WRLD's music, and references to mental illness are common in both his discography and that of other SoundCloud rappers. Juice WRLD himself said he wanted to normalize discussions around anxiety and depression.
Did you ever watch the Breakfast Club interview with him?
Yeah.
Bro, he talked a lot about that shit in there.
about
Just
how,
like
it
fucking being on fucking ADD pills
Yeah.
at the age of like 5.
Yeah, and they said
shit.
like any of the shit, like he was on fucking Vyvanse, fucking what's some of the other ones, like
Fucking,
Ritalin. He was on all of them. He said.
What the fuck is that shit called? Like Pokeland or Cokeland or like some fucking weird shit that'll just make you fucking sleep and nod off and shit.
And that was one thing that he said too, and that was like a large percentage of people that are kids that get started on this like ADD medicine or like any type of medicine for like anxiety and stuff as kids, like eventually end up having drug problems in their, in adulthood and stuff. So kind of sucks that, like, hindsight now, you see that path from early age to, his demise at the end of his life.
Sucks.
Yeah. But that was another point I wanted to bring up too, like kind of jumping back into some of his influences. Like he talked about how his mom was like a real devout Christian and wouldn't even allow him to listen to hip hop when he was younger. So he was only allowed to listen to like rock and
Linkin Park. Obviously I said it. Panic at the Disco.
Yeah, a lot of it was like stuff from probably her age too. Like from her time, being young and when rock was real prevalent. Like he listened to a lot of that shit, like Billy Idol, stuff like that. And you can kind of see where like his music just mixes all that stuff perfectly. You can kind of hear it. Like you can hear it. Yeah. Perfect mixture of just like every genre almost. Like he could do it all. All right. Lil Peep and XXX were like Juice WRLD youthful talents thrust into the limelight through the SoundCloud scene. Lil Peep died in 2017 at age 21 due to an accidental drug overdose. XXX, amid a litany of criminal charges, was shot and killed in 2018 when he was 20. Juice WRLD released a two-song EP titled Too Soon in 2018 in the aftermath of their deaths, with the song Legends serving as a tribute to them. What's the 27 Club? We're not making it past 21. Juice WRLD rap, which is crazy because that's literally the age he died. Insane song.
There's a video of him fucking like talking to the crowd, like rap the chorus with me, like he he like pays tribute to like fucking Speaking Rockers,
all those guys,
all like X. And he was like, just rap the chorus with me, and the fucking crowd just raps the entire chorus.
Yeah, with no beat. It was just
no beat.
Like they're going crazy.
Yeah, shit's fire.
But that's another sad one we might have to dive into. Is like
Mac.
Mac, obviously, and then even Lil Peep. Like you can hate or love Lil Peep, but like he's actually got a
touch people.
He's got a documentary out, and the way that guy passed was really sad.
Yeah, he touched people.
He died like alone, like on a bus. Like nobody even, all the people around him, like didn't even check on him one time. Like it's a sad story, man.
Yeah, any. I'll go back to what I said in the prelude. Like any artist, group, or musician that had an impact, as such as the people that we're gonna. These are the people that we're gonna cover.
Yeah, definitely.
Like big, impactful artists.
Yeah.
Juice WRLD released his second LP, Death Race for Love, in March 2019 and promoted it with a North American tour alongside rapper Ski Mask the Slump God. See, in the last time me and you talked about Juice in the last show, we didn't really talk about Ski that much. That I feel fucking bad for that dude.
Yeah, he lost his like two best friends in like a span of 18 months, I think it was.
Yeah, that, and what's kind of weird is you don't hear much about him right now, and it kind of like has me kind of like, I don't want to say worried, but like weary of like what's going on with this dude.
Yeah.
Like him and Juice were supposed to have a fucking
whole album,
Evil Twins, and it never got released because of the passing.
Yeah.
The track list include hits, talking about Death Race for Love, the track list includes hits Robbery, Empty, Bandit, and Flaws and Sins.
Fire.
Like, dude.
Oh, I mean, I'm telling you. You go look at any, like, his whole discography, bro. Like, there's just not much that he did that was just like, this is all right.
So, you know how you get on Apple Music and, you just, like, someone you want to listen to, like Wayne or fucking Future or Drake or somebody, you just search their essential albums. Like, you want to hear the bangers. Mm-hmm. You can do that with Juice, but you might as well just play the fucking albums, bro.
Just hit play.
You just hit play. Yeah. Like, start it with fucking...
You put it on shuffle. It don't matter. Just play the
Start it with Goodbye and Good Riddance and fucking hit the album fucking shuffle. Yeah. That's how good these albums are. And they don't miss.
Speaking of Ski Mask, like, we might even get into that a little bit. Like, I'm telling you, Ski Mask featuring Juice WRLD.
Nuketown.
Nuketown, bro. It's one of my favorite
Hard.
songs still to this day.
Even the music video. I think in the music video, don't they remake the like Nuketown map?
Yeah, kinda, yeah. But yeah, it's they're in like a Call of Duty setting, but bro, so far. I remember my little dude Zoe, like he was probably what year did this shit come out? Probably 2018, 2019. He was a little guy, bro. And this song actually starts with the Mortal Kombat ready, fight. And he would
Round one.
But yeah, round one. Yeah, he would be like play the round one song. Play the round one song. His mom used to get so mad at me because they're like screaming and cussing. And
Oh,
he loved
that's
it. He loved it. He
straight
had no clue
emo
what was
shit.
going on, but he loved that song, bro.
That dude, Ski Mask, has the dopest fucking chain I've ever seen.
Yeah,
He's got the Yu-Gi-Oh
chain.
fucking
It's actually
chain.
it's
a
because
tribute
of
to
Juice.
Juice.
Yeah, they talked about like Juice getting it because Juice was a huge Yu-Gi-Oh fan. He's like he never really watched a cartoon or anything, but he
played the card game,
and-
which that card game is insane too. If you never played it,
yeah.
But he joined Nicki Minaj that same year, like we talked about, for a series of shows in Europe dubbed Nicki World Tour. I didn't know that. That's kind of fire.
Yeah, I never
How they
knew he
spelled
actually
the
went on tour.
WRLD.
Yeah.
You didn't know he went on tour with
I
Nicki?
never knew he did.
So apparently, like, a few of those shows got canceled because the venues couldn't fucking provide the right fucking pyro and like stage things that Nicki and Juice both needed.
Yeah.
Which that's fucking insane.
Is this the same tour that he had Leroy open for him?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think
Maybe that was his first like world tour that he went on. I think he had
probably.
Leroy open.
Yeah, because he talks about that. That was his first time because he had to learn how to perform in stadiums rather than venues. Yeah. Dubbed Nicki World Tour before headlining an Australian tour. I think that's when they found.
Yeah.
I think that's when they found Leroy.
Yeah.
During his time in Australia, Juice WRLD's concerned friends confronted him about his drug use. Juice WRLD had begun using as a freshman in high school, and his rate of consumption had intensified as his fame grew, which he was actually fucking on shit when he was like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Like,
well, yeah, I mean, we just kind of spoke on that earlier too. Like, obviously, it probably started with the ADD, the ADD medicine and the anxiety medicine that he was, they kind of force that shit on kids, especially when, I mean, he was born in what, 98, in that whole time frame,
so.
like 90s into the early 2000s, like they're forcing that shit on kids. If you were a kid that was just being a kid and couldn't sit still in class, you were getting put on that shit.
Yeah. He fucking started sipping lean because of Future, like he talked about that.
Yeah, there's. That kind of shows you how influential music is sometimes. Like it'll, especially to the youth, like they hear their favorite artists and what they talk about, and they want to go try it, bro. Like there's actually a kind of not even has anything to do with Juice WRLD, but one of his collaborators, NBA YoungBoy, talked about in an interview one time about how he felt like so bad for like the shit he was recording and the shit he was saying, because like how many lives did he actually touch, and like people, that just the guilt of the things he was rapping about that little kids heard and went and made reality. So
that's kind of fucked.
Yeah, it really is.
He was misusing Xanax and Percocet, and he was also using lean, a mixture of prescription cough syrup containing codeine and sometimes promethazine and soda. He described this drug use as a way to manage his mental health. Juice WRLD agreed to seek help, and he booked a stay at a rehab center in December of 2019. So I found out some shit about that. Like, he agreed to seek help, but he also told fucking D Savage, like, look, I'll go, but I'm taking the fucking drugs with me there.
Yeah, he basically said, like, I'm never gonna stop. Like, I'll try to cut back, but
he wanted to go to like lower his tolerance. Like, you don't fucking go to rehab to lower.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of what I told
I don't want to laugh.
That kind of just speaks on like the addict's like mindset. Like when you're that bad on shit, like you're saying no, but like you can't even go into a rehab facility. Like they search you. Like you're not even allowed to go in there unless you're like.
It's fucking sad, man.
Nothing on you. Like you basically just have to. You get searched like you're fucking going to prison and shit.
If you haven't, like, so the people, obviously the Juice fans that are gonna watch this have seen Into the Abyss, but if you guys are just like our local listeners or people that aren't too familiar with Juice, there's a documentary on HBO Max called Into the Abyss. It's on HBO Max, right?
Yep.
called Into the Abyss. And Into the Abyss is a documentary that was 95% filmed by his videographer, Chris Long. And this documentary, bro, is just so fucking... It's so good until it's sad.
Yeah, it starts getting sad. You just start...
So sad, bro.
Because that's the thing, like, you see people and you don't, like... I'm not very judgmental. Like, people do what they do. So, like, when it comes to, like, drugs and stuff, like, you know, everybody's going to do, you know, what they want to do. So, like, you see how much fun this guy's having. Like, you don't think much of it. And then, like, you know, they can start making things feel a certain way when they're, you know, through edits and stuff. Like, but you just see, like, him just gradually start sliding. And by the end of it, it's like, I mean, there's parts in the show where he's got 5-6 pills in his mouth and just swallows and washes it down with the drink. And
so I was curious on how much he was fucking taking, and it's like Savage. I've listened to interviews with Savage. I've listened to interviews with Chris Long. People that were fucking not only getting it for him, but were right there.
Yeah.
Like Chris Long videoed everything.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason why we got that documentary, and it was 20 plus a day.
Yeah, I'd imagine if you're taking 5
20 plus a day, bro.
Yeah, that's
holy shit.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Like
Oxy, Zans, Perks,
and Savage. Actually, I mean, I hate talking about fucking drugs, but you kind of have to when you talk about Juice. But Savage was saying because he would sleep at Juice's house because they would just fucking work, and towards the end he would hear Juice snorting them. That's like
that's when you know right there.
Like.
Before going to rehab, Juice WRLD took a private jet to Chicago from Los Angeles to celebrate his 21st birthday. Accompanied by his influencer girlfriend, Ali Lottie, collaborator and protege, the Kid Leroy, security team, and others. Juice WRLD landed at Midway Airport in Chicago and was met by law enforcement. A federal task force had been tipped off that drugs and guns could be on the plane, although some have been speculated that Juice WRLD was the subject of systematic racial profiling. While officers conducted a search and interrogated his entourage, Juice WRLD suffered a seizure and died on the way to the hospital on December 8, 2019, 6 days after he had turned 21. The official cause of the death was an accidental overdose of codeine and oxycodone.
So I found out something about this. I don't think it was racial profiling. I can't remember if Savage said it or Chris Long said it, but the FBI was watching Juice.
Yeah.
Like they had their eyes on Juice for a minute because an incident had happened somewhere where they had like let him go with something, but they were like just kind of keeping their eyes on him.
Yeah, letting the little fish go so they can get the big fish.
Yeah. So they had their eyes on him for a while. I don't think it was racial profiling.
Yeah. In the aftermath of Juice WRLD's death, 2 members of his security team were charged with misdemeanors for illegal possession of a firearm, but no drug charges were filed. Jesus. Even though 70 pounds of marijuana and 6 bottles of prescription cough medicine were found on the plane, along with pistols and metal piercing ammunition.
Stop for a second. 70 fucking pounds.
Yeah.
Like,
it's kind of one of them things. It's like his death was probably punishment enough. You know what I mean? Like,
so it's like, so there's a big, we can talk about this now. There's a big TMZ reported this shit, and the autopsy even says it, but I don't think that's what happened because even Chris Long says this in an interview. Like he even like stops and like says there's a big misconception of what happened that day. People think that Juice just fucking downed a bunch of fucking pills because he was afraid that the cops were going to get on the fucking plane.
Yeah.
Let's dissect that for a second. Why I think that's bullshit. I don't think he did it. I agree with Chris Long. Chris Long was there. I mean, he don't have to lie to protect Juice's fucking legacy. Why the fuck would you do that when there's already fucking guns on the plane and 70 pounds of marijuana?
Right.
Somebody's,
So this is like the mind of an addict too. Like, if you're on a plane, what time did the plane get there? He's been awake for hours. He's already been on drugs.
They were, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, the drug use has probably started as soon as he woke up in the morning.
He was taking 20 pills a day, plus.
Probably continuing on the plane. So he's probably to the point of already, where he's going to seize up, like before any of this stuff happens. You guys
also think of, you're taking that much, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're 6 hours later or something. they all say this in the Into the Abyss. Like Leroy says this, Long says this. I think Savage said, like not Savage, but someone else says. I think it might have been G Money or somebody. They all say like those fucking flight attendants and pilot, they were acting weird.
Yeah.
Like they
knew
tipped the shit off.
Yeah.
So like when they didn't have service on that plane. So when they landed, Chris Long gets a text from the security guards like, "Hey, fucking cops are here. FBI's here. They're ready to raid." So when Chris Long says that, think about if you're Juice, you're taking 20 pills a day, fucking cops are out there, your heart starts to race.
Yeah.
Your heart starts to race. Yeah. Your heart starts to race on top of fucking taking those drugs. That's, and the autopsy report says it was an overdose. Yeah, it could be a fucking overdose when you're taking 20 fucking pills a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, it wasn't, you're already going down for the drugs that are on the plane. 70 pounds of marijuana, you're not hiding that. You're not hiding guns.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already hit, man. There's no way that, in that moment, I'm already hit, bro. I'm going to swallow these other pills.
Nope.
He uses 20 pills a day. He knows how dangerous they are, regardless of how much he's using. Like, I'm not going to swallow more when I'm already fucked up.
He was supposedly, Juice was the one going around to everybody. So Chris Long was his, like, best friend. And Chris Long was like, all right, give me the he was going to be, like, the fall guy.
Right.
Like, give me the guns and shit. Juice was going up to everybody like, hey, bro, it's going to be all right. Dapping people up like, hey, we're going to be out in the night. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like, getting people's spirits up.
Yeah.
And then that's when it fucking happened. Adam 22, who was really close to Juice, was like, that shit, I don't fucking believe that he took those pills. Bibby, who would know the true story from people, says in the Vlad interview, like, that didn't fucking happen.
No,
like,
that was just a narrative that got painted in the
by
media.
TM fucking Z,
Yeah.
bro. We're talking about the people who fucking leaked Kobe's death and fucking like
Right.
photo,
Don't give a
like
fuck about anything.
don't give a fuck about nobody. Fuck TMZ.
And even his girlfriend Ali Lottie even came out and said like Juice wasn't feeling good on the plane like before they even took off. So
he felt sick. Yeah.
He said like some of his, I think it might even been like right before they landed, was talking about how he didn't feel good and shit, and like, you know, and then that shit happened. So like this could already been something that was he had reached, you know, like you said, it could have been from the adrenaline, his heart starts racing, he's already on the drugs and shit, and then that happens, or like this could have been the beginning of it before, like he might have took too much before like the day, like as soon as he started his day, and like this could have been the fucking downfall.
It was just
happening, and it all lining up.
I can't remember how it went, but supposedly they were trying to get a doctor to make a house call that day to like check on him because he was saying he wasn't feeling good like even earlier in the day. But
Juice WRLD's fame meant that his death was widely reported, and speculation about the cause of his death resulted in a claim that he had consumed an abundance of pills in order to hide them from the authorities who were searching his plane. This claim is discredited by Juice WRLD Into the Abyss from 2021, an HBO documentary incorporating archival footage of the rapper and testimonies from those close to him.
yeah, they pretty much say that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, so that kind of we already kind of jumped ahead and said
it's
that,
easy to speculate that if you don't fucking know.
Yeah, and it's like there's so many outlets that even talk about this today, whether, you know, it's like Joe Rogan's podcast or other podcasts or other media outlets. Like there's a sad thing that goes on in the media nowadays where it's like being all it matters is being first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it don't even have to be the full truth, bro. It's just about being first, and that's a sad thing when you're reporting on people's deaths, that like being first means more than telling the truth.
And we live in a world now where it's like the internet, like being first means being like fucking 5 minutes first.
Right.
Like look
right.
how
Yeah,
quick
exactly.
Kobe's death was fucking
right now.
reported, bro.
Yeah.
That day, like they were like his mom had like rented out a fucking go-kart track. They were like headed to Chicago to like fucking go crazy for his birthday, dude. It's just so fucking sad. I remember fucking waking up and seeing Juice died. I'm
And it's
there's
like
no fucking shot.
You don't think like even like some of the other artists that have struggled with drug use. Like I was a big Mac Miller fan. Like you don't like, you know, these guys do drugs, and you know, even like they spoke on it in some of the Juice WRLD interviews where they talked about Future. Like sometimes these guys talk so much about drugs, but that's not like really the lifestyle they live, and that's like really like you don't think about it until something like that happens. It's like you almost just look at them as invincible when they're, you know, they have that huge following and the fame that they have.
Yeah, lessons come out of things like this, but it fucking sucks. It takes something like this to have lessons come out.
Yeah.
Like I don't really think you hear. I mean, I guess Maybe I'm just fucking not hip to fucking like the new fucking artists. Like, do you hear much about like that? Like as much as it used to be?
No, I think a lot of these guys passing and these last couple years is kind of brought a new wave of like getting away from that shit, man.
Like, there's still obviously people that sip lean and shit like that, but like the pills and
Yeah.
fucking shit's bad
Hopefully
business, bro.
it's
It's a
taking
fucking
turn for the better,
pandemic.
man.
Like, fucking, especially with the fentanyl and shit. Like,
Yeah.
Chris Long talks about in this interview, bro. He was Juice's like tester. Like, he would go get the product and test it.
Test it. Yeah, you gotta
And
test it.
so he would get the strips or whatever, and he says, I can't. He was like, there'd be several times where I would test Juice's fucking shit, and there'd be laced with fentanyl,
Yeah,
and I'd have to throw it out.
yeah.
That's fucking
It's
ridiculous, dude.
insane, bro.
In April 2020, Juice WRLD's mother, Carmela Wallace, created a Live Free 999 Foundation in her son's honor to provide aid to youth struggling with mental illness and addiction. Juice WRLD's posthumous album, Legends Never Die, debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 list on July 10, 2020. It has since been certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, as have all of Juice WRLD's preceding albums. Another posthumous album, Fighting Demons, was released on December 2021. In December 2021, includes features from Justin Bieber, Trippie Redd, BTS, and others. Bro, that Legends
All
Never Die.
All fire.
I think that Legends Never Die. I think I've said this before. I think it's my favorite album.
Yeah, it's
Like,
hard for me to pick because they're all just like so good. But yeah, it's
What-
so good. I mean, and the thing is, like, they talk so much about like these even more albums being released, but I don't think we really got into it. But all the hacking and stuff that
oh yeah, we can
all,
talk
all
a little
this
about that.
all the stuff that's been like leaked and hacked, like it's just it's almost like Bibby's even talked about how it's almost ruined, like, if there ever be any more releases from
Yeah.
the world.
Fucking like several, if not all, the songs from the supposed "The Party Never Ends" album that has been so hyped got fucking leaked,
Yeah,
and it caused them to have to put that album on the back burner and release Fighting Demons.
yeah,
Fighting Demons is fire, like
So
it's
good.
fire, but it's not Legends Never Die. Like you could tell that album was kind of put together as like okay, we have to put this out now that we
Yeah.
can't put out Party Never Ends.
Yeah.
Like, just because of like, bro, these leakers are fucking, the big time leakers, they're making fucking thousands.
Yeah.
There's one leaker that's made like over 500K
Yeah.
just
which
leaking
is sad,
Juice
man.
songs.
And it makes it even more sad because you can go look at the foundation his mom started, and it's made like $34,000 to this day
Yeah.
or something. Which is,
Juice talked about it when he was live. Like, why the fuck are you hacking my shit, bro?
Yeah.
Like what's the point in why do this shit?
yeah,
Like some like I heard in one of these videos that I listened to, that Bibby and I can't remember who else, like Bibby and a few others, put a bunch of these Juice WRLD fan pages in a group chat on Instagram. And they got feedback from these fan pages on why they would rather listen to leaks than like the other shit.
mhm.
And it's kind of weird, like fucking people's like reasoning for that would be like, sometimes we feel like you guys just don't listen to the fans and how you release shit, like because we've listened to all of Juice's other stuff. They say like Juice would want the stuff released. I guess, like maybe, like I just don't think like I don't.
You don't know, and like the way he would want it released is officially.
Yeah,
that's
like-
why he became an artist.
Yeah, like
Is
he
to release the stuff.
like
officially.
he wants his mom taken care of. He wants his family taken care of. Like at the end of the day, Juice didn't care about money, quote unquote, but he did. Like he's on like fucking record at the Breakfast Club interview saying like money. People say like money don't bring happiness, but it relieves stress.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I think people that say money don't bring happiness, it's kind of full of shit because it kind of does.
Yeah, I actually seen, kind of to relate to that, I seen another controversial person, but Andrew Tate was talking about like how that's such bullshit, that saying like money doesn't bring happiness. He was
Yeah.
like, you don't see too many people with a lot of money just giving it the fuck away either.
Right,
So-
right. Like fucking give me some money, bro.
Right,
I'll be
right.
happy as fuck,
Right,
bro.
exactly.
like
Now, more money, more problems, that's very fucking true.
no, that's
but-
super fucking
yeah,
true.
But at the end
yeah.
of the day, you don't see people just handing their shit away.
Yeah. Your top 3 favorite Juice songs.
Bro,
Top 3.
I already mentioned one of them, Nuketown, for sure.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just love. I mean,
It just
even though Juice he like screams his verse in that shit. I just
Yeah.
have always loved that song. Lucid Dreams is obviously up there. That'll always be one of my favorites. And then it's so hard to pick like 3, bro. Like it's so hard to pick 3. Shit, let me scroll up here and look at this.
Like, cause yeah, you'll say one and then you're like, fuck, I forgot about this one.
Yeah.
There's just
it's so hard. Like
there's just hits,
yeah,
dude. It's just all hits. Look at the stream numbers. We're talking like Juice has 33, about to be 33.1 billion streams on Spotify.
I mean, it's really some like his top ones are some of my favorite ones.
Yep.
Wishing Well, I love that song. Man, I love Party Never Ends. Like that was such a good song, bro. Like that's one I
Black and
I never
White,
went back to a
Legends.
lot because I got stuck on the album. It was one of the early ones.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could get like I've said, bro. He didn't miss. So I could probably have a case for 30 songs that I just could be my favorite.
It's so hard to pick
Yeah.
3, but
Yeah.
I was thinking about this, like, because you can't pick one, and if you pick 5, it's like, I'm gonna go with "Lean with Me."
I love that song too. I can't even disagree with.
I'm
anyone.
gonna
Like,
go
you can
with
say whatever, and I'm like,
"Lean with Me."
I'm mad at that.
I'm gonna go with "Empty," and then I'm gonna go with "Flaws and Sins."
Flaws and see that might be another
Flaws
one
and Sins
I could
just
swap
fucking-
in easy, yeah. Flaws and Sins, fire, bro.
That's something about Juice, dude. He was a fucking lover, bro. That dude can write some fucking poetry, fucking
Yeah.
love rap.
And
dude.
he talked about that in an interview I watched. Can't remember which one it was, but he talked about like the only time he would write is when he was like really down.
Yeah.
And that's like when he could really write some of his more depressing songs, some of his more like melancholy songs.
Chicks that fucking
the
like.
ones that were written.
That's what lucid dreams come from, a fucking true heartbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's all we got for.
Well, I actually do want to make one point before you say that. Like, just think like all the albums that we actually missed out on that were in the works. All the like that's something that I hate when these huge artists pass away or like they fall out of the limelight. Like, or I talked to you about that the other day. Like they might beef with somebody. Like all the music we miss out on, bro.
Juice
Even with
has-
the leaks and shit. Like
Juice
stuff
has
like
3,000 songs.
that. Yeah.
And it's kind of weird. I'm wondering why he said this. Bibby said he's got enough songs to make like 3 albums. If he's got 3,000 songs, there's no way to make more than 3.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that when I heard that.
Yeah. Who knows?
Unless it's
man?
just like fucking just I don't know. Fucking you can make songs out of his freestyle videos.
Yeah, so obviously we spoke on the Slump God, Evil Twins. He had one with Yachty.
He's got a full project with Yachty done.
Yeah, it was called
Can't remember what the
Something
fucking
Boys.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh, what the fuck was that shit called?
Can't
I don't know. He's got one with the fucking
Thug.
Young Thug, yeah.
They said he had like 20, 25 songs that they could pick from for that. Probably won't ever see the light of the day.
He's got songs with Savage, bro. He's got songs.
Another cool thing I saw today is he had a animation project that was supposed to come out with one Takashi.
Dude from Japan, yeah.
That does a lot of like
Yeah.
real mainstream anime.
Yeah.
I mean, just all the things that you miss out on from these artists when when stuff like this happens, it just sucks. Like, you never had, like, you spoke on a Drake feature. You never had a Drake feature. Like
X.
Yeah.
So supposedly, I heard this. It could be leaked. I don't fucking know, dude. There's so many fucking leaks with
they
Juice
talked
that it
about
could
that
be
on
out. But I heard that him, like, I think it was posted to X's Instagram or one of his things that X follows. Like, they're working on a song with X and Juice right now.
That'd be tough.
Like, I mean, I can't, like, a non-AI, like, to actually hear them.
And that's the thing with like the way you can produce songs and edit on these softwares is like it doesn't have to be something that they actually collabed on together. Like you can pull from these recordings. Like it's really easy to have these the
Engineering's
tracks and
crazy
pull
nowadays,
it
bro.
and mix it all together. Like if you don't know nothing about music, it's so easy. Like I could record something, you could record something, we could never hear the shit, never even know each other, and still make a dope ass song. So
Just look what they did with Lucid Dreams.
I would love it to to one day see some of these albums that probably won't ever see the light of day, like that Yachty one, the Thug album. I mean, imagine the Thug album, bro. That shit was probably insane.
The next Juice album that they release, whether it be The Party Never Ends or something else, I just want them to really hone in on like Like if you look at like Goodbye and Good Riddance and fucking Death Race to Love, just get back to that.
Yeah.
Like just don't push something just because you're
Yeah.
just trying to push something out.
And really, I would like to see, you know, kind of like you said, like even the Goodbye, Good Riddance. Like I would like to see some more like, some of it's like happier, upbeat shit.
Oh, the upbeat
Like,
shit.
A lot of the posthumous stuff's been like real like going along with his death and stuff with that whole feeling.
Yeah.
So, like even though the songs are fire, the albums are fire, I would like to see a little bit of that other side of them because you know there's shit out there. Like,
That World on Drugs was fucking insane,
fire, bro,
dude.
fire.
People sleep on that album. That Fine China.
Yep. Fine China, that right there. I might. You can swap. There's so many you can just swap out. Like, it's crazy. But
I think that's all we got for Juice
that's
today.
it, man.
Hope
you guys like it. Go.
Hope you guys
subscribe to
like it.
everything,
Sub.
like them. Yeah, do all that stuff.
Next week, our true crime listeners are gonna be super fucking happy. If you don't know about the Murdaugh murders, or fucking Murdoch, however the fuck it's
However the
pronounced.
fuck you say it.
However the
Go
fuck
do
you
some
say it.
homework. We'll have some more stuff to learn you guys on. But
That's all we got for today.
yeah, appreciate it.
Follow the socials. Peace. See ya.